In 1955, a British doctor named John Todd sat across from a patient who kept saying the same strange thing. She said her hands didn't feel like hers anymore. Sometimes they felt so big she thought they might fill the whole room. Other times they felt so small she was scared to touch anything, in case they just disappeared. She wasn't confused. She wasn't having a breakdown. She knew exactly who she was. She just couldn't trust what her eyes were telling her. Todd had seen this before. Not once, but in patient after patient. And the more he listened, the more it sounded like a children's book. He called it Alice in Wonderland Syndrome. Once you understand the brain, it starts sounding like something that could happen to you tonight. Nothing has moved. Nothing has changed. But your brain is telling you a completely different story about the size of everything around you. When things look tiny and far away, like staring through the wrong end of binoculars, that's called micropsia. When things swell up and loom over you, a coffee mug turning into a tower, that's macropsia. Some people get both without warning. Todd wasn't the only doctor to document this. Years later, other neurologists started collecting cases from children as young as 6. One boy described waking up convinced his own head had grown to the size of a beach ball, so heavy he couldn't lift it. He wasn't in pain. He was just certain, with total conviction, that his skull had swollen, and no one could talk him out of it. What's strange is how calm some patients stay, almost like watching it from the outside. They know logically their hand can't be a car. Many historians believe Lewis Carroll, the man who wrote Alice in Wonderland, experienced these exact symptoms himself. He suffered from severe migraines his entire life, and his letters describe sensations remarkably close to what modern patients report. For a long time, doctors called this a psychiatric oddity. But brain scans changed that. It's not a mental illness. It's a wiring glitch. Your eyes are working fine. The room hasn't changed, but the part of your brain that measures everything just stops doing its job. That's why people feel like they're floating, or the floor is quicksand. Walking through a doorway suddenly feels impossible. Here's the good news. It doesn't last. Episodes usually run from a few minutes to an hour, and it often fades by adulthood. Once the storm passes, the GPS reboots, and the world just snaps back to normal size. If this made you rethink your senses, wait until you see what happens when a glitch convinces someone they're turning into an animal. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and tell me, if your reflection started changing size, would you even trust yourself to know it wasn't real?